You don't know the most famous man in Australia in 2026. It's not our Prime Minister or a celebrity. Hell, some wouldn't even consider him Australian.
Japanese always people. I'm calling the police.
But make no mistake, Kentaro Jin is a true blue bloody legend. A self-proclaimed hero and a massive weeb, he sets off from Carnarvon in Western Australia all the way to Sydney in New South Wales with nothing but a catsuit and his trusted wheelbarrow, or as he describes, his stand, going cat. I did say he was a weeb. Experiencing the good, the bad, the really dangerous, and some of the kindest displays of human compassion that brought my faith in humanity back. So, without further ado, let me tell you the story, the Odyssey of Catman, the Japanese man who walked across the harshest environment on Earth. So, on the 3rd of January, he set off from his tomato farming gig in Carnarvon to begin the journey to Sydney, and it immediately went to shit. Zero sidewalks, a goat stealing his dinner, and Australia in the centre is pretty barren. Yet at the same time, strangers would come up to him and give him food and water, a trend that'll stick around for the entire series. However, there's one thing he couldn't counter. January heat. For the Americans, actually for the rest of the bloody world, our seasons are flipped upside down, which means that January is the peak of summer, and walking across this is literally deadly. So between 11 AM and 5 PM, he'd rest in the shade, walking in the dead of night. Please, take notes, tourists, especially you Brits, Jesus Christ. And in 1 week, he reached Northampton, 425 kilometers done. Meet Brenda. When Catman reached Geraldton, this kind white girl, quote, changed my destiny for the better, because she invited Catman on TV. And this is where he was interviewed on 7 News, and from here on out, he's basically a celebrity in Western Australia. Sightings like he's a fucking cryptid pop up on Facebook near daily as he hops from small town to small town. He got invited to a random nail salon to get his thumbs done. Then in Byron Bay, he went skydiving and chased the thrill with a beer. This guy is literally living the Australian dream, but we're quickly reminded of reality.
Chinese fucking Communist Party or what? What the fuck's going on?
Chinese?
You don't know Chinese? You say you're Japanese?
Yeah, I'm Japanese.
Japanese always people. I'm calling the police. Fucking mate, your brain. So, are you a CCP spy? I said, are you a Chinese Communist Party spy?
Luckily, most Australians aren't fuckheads, so a couple nice lads come to help, and the comments were very nice, which is good. And after that, he finally arrived in the capital of Western Australia, Perth. Yo, Ryan, what do you think of Perth, mate?
Perth is a fucking shithole. I fucking hate it here. I wish I could burn it the fuck down.
He stayed at a backpackers hotel and got some new boots, went to have some fun, and made it onto the news again. In Bustleton, Catman got invited to a shared house where he ate, danced, probably finally got a damn shower, and even played music. In the middle of the outback. He's committed to his goals. Look at those smiley faces. It's at this point where you're probably wondering, why? Why the hell would someone put themselves through this? And well, I'll let Catman explain himself.
Above all, there is one moment that makes me happy. It is when the children are so happy to see me. Their pure smiles give me a lot of energy, and I have come to think that one day I would like to be able to give dreams to children. I want to continue to challenge myself all over the world and let many people know who I am. And if I can make money, I would like to donate it to children in need all over the world.
His motivations are simple. He left Australia following a heartbreaking split with his girlfriend and came to help out a farm and see this country. And speaking of bonds, he continues south, visiting Augusta, Albany, Nunnup, Manamuk, Northcliffe, and Denmark. Denmark? But he got scammed. His bank account is in the double digits, so he decided to stop by Albany, the last real city before... Oh my god, he is fucked. And that's when his saviors appear, letting him stay and work at Ocean and Paddock, a restaurant where he could make a couple bucks before departing. I mean, shit, he even got invited to a school to do a presentation in his whole ass outfit. Truly, the kindness that has been on show is kind of incredible and a little unbelievable. But now the north to south trip of Western Australia is over. He must look east, across the Nullarbor, and for that he needs training. Training with Dingo Man to grow more powerful and also practice the didgeridoo. Hell yeah, look at him bust that shit down. This was his anime training arc because what he's about to face is nothing to take lightly. Because on the 31st of July, he finally reached the Nullarbor, the hardest, most heartbreaking part of this entire journey. Nullarbor, translating directly to no trees. It is a 1,200 kilometer stretch of fuck all nothing. simply driving across it with a car from Perth to Adelaide, the two closest major cities, because trust me, no one fucking lives here, takes 28 whole hours. And while this beautiful bite might gaslight the impression that it's nice and lush, it is dry and desolate as shit with nothing but truckers and bored university student road trips. And so, Catman begins by far the hardest leg of his entire journey. But not before subscribing to the Zenoki channel. Guys, I've been refraining from doing subplugs on my videos, but I have five fucking subscribers and my goldfish is starving to death. So please, I'm actually kind of fucking desperate. Please comment. And my mom is kind of... He begins by getting attacked by a vicious animal.
What?
Vicious creatures. 2 days into the Nullarbor crossing, he stumbles upon a bunch of tradies that take him in and cook him a whole ass meal and even his favorite food, chicken curry. Seriously, these frames go so hard. But this act of hospitality was very much needed because the first proper challenge of his journey begins. A 13-kilometer race, the Border Dash.
At the border. Everything I've walked for so far is riding on this challenge. I will break through my limits in this race, take first place, and protect the future of the children. This race is my way of showing gratitude to Western Australia. Without the support of everyone, I wouldn't have made it through the desert, the storms, or even the darkness within myself. And now, it's time to show my gratitude by winning. If I lose, I'll increase the donation based on the number of likes. Losing would mean I didn't have enough gratitude. This race is where I say goodbye to the weaker version of myself, but I will never lose, because I'm the strongest hero in the world. Anyone who wants to challenge me, meet me at the border on October 12th. Follow me and witness this historic moment with me. Don't miss the birth of a new hero.
I lost the race. I was aiming for first place, but the result was miserable. As promised, I'm stopping my journey here, returning to Perth to work and raise donations. Right now, I don't feel worthy of moving forward. Walking the Nullarbor for a month was fun, but the whole time I kept asking myself, is this really what I want to do? This race reminded me of something important. The path that excites me is the one filled with challenge, where I don't know if I'll succeed. The winter desert was calm and enjoyable, but I didn't feel that spark. It was because I chose the easier path. You only get one life. I want to choose the path of challenge. So in 1 month during the summer, I'll walk the Nullarbor again from the very beginning. This is the place where I need to face my weaknesses and grow. I understand the risks, but the one regret I can't bear is not trying. My time in Australia is limited. It's frustrating to retrace my steps, but even if it's the opposite direction of my goal, as long as I'm facing forward, I believe it's the right path. As long as I keep moving, no action is ever wasted. A hero is someone who faces hardship. That's why I'll come
and
back
after
in
a
the summer.
4-month break, they hitchhiked back to Perth and then worked construction and raised $3,000, donating every dollar to childhood cancer research, which is just incredible. Catman returned on the 10th of December to take on the Nullarbor once more, in 50-degree heat, no shade, and an iron will. Well, within 30 minutes, he feels dizzy, and trust me, he is not exaggerating. That is 122 degrees Fahrenheit with no shade and barely any water in that stuffy-ass suit. Jesus fucking Christ. Luckily, in these moments, people still come to help, giving water, food, and even money, and so he pushes onwards. He takes photos of strangers and their cats. Here is this really cute photo, and everyone, and I do mean everyone, is offering him something nice.
I neglected a severe burn in the middle of the desert, and it led to the worst outcomes. That night, I was camping in the pitch-black silence. While boiling water inside my tent, I accidentally spilled it on my foot. The skin peeled back, and a sharp, unbearable pain shot through me. But
in his tent, away from the Australian sun at night, he spilt boiling hot water on his foot. And to make it worse, once the pain became unbearable, the closest hospital is in Adelaide.
I believe it came to this. The frustration eats away at me. I wanted to walk into Adelaide on my own 2 feet. Is this the price of ignorance and overconfidence? If only I had treated the wound properly from the...
5 billion things can kill you in Australia, but this dude gets taken out by a cup of soup. God fucking damn. But if there's anything we know about Catman, it's that he doesn't give up. He runs it back, which isn't... Frankly, I wouldn't suggest that, but he does run it back. During this time, he meets a pretty massive Indian YouTuber who interviews him, and as a result, Indian people from all across Australia begin to drop by beer, water, and food. Mostly truckers. Thank you for your service to this country. Further in, he meets some other adventurers, hopping in their car and driving around and camping beneath the stars, and by this beautiful ocean. God, I would love to go there, but with these prices, I am good.
No, we're here with Catman. Oh yeah! Walk in the city, give me fucking cheers and carry it on. Go, brother!
Right, I forgot. The most difficult part of this journey. It's not the weather or the snakes and spiders or any of that stuff. It's the visa. It expires in 5 months. But frankly, with the amount of beers strangers have been giving him, he's basically an honorary citizen. He asked some random bloke in the bar if he can put his tent in his yard, and this legend, literally zero hesitation, and he offers him a beer while he's at it. God fucking damn, I love this country. Spending the night drinking, he even gets a bloke's phone number who offers him a night to rest and a shower. Incredible. Fast forward to the bloke's house all the way in dinner, and the man has kept his promise.
Oh, I just arrived. Yeah.
This is Teddy.
Hey, Teddy. Catman. Hey.
Say hello.
Hey. Ah, yeah. Thank you so much today.
Want a drink?
Oh, thank you so much.
Strawberry.
Strawberry. Hey, it's your friend.
For the few days I spent editing videos, they welcomed me like family.
Who are you? Who are you, Catman?
A new character enters the fray, a costumed man called Super Venetian from Italy, bringing wine straight into his hands. God bless. Oh, and a Taiwanese woman he brought along as well. Literally her name, I'm not kidding. And the Italian makes him fresh pasta. In Port Pirie, past the tip of the Spencer Gulf, a nice man randomly approaches our Catman and randomly invites him into a hotel for free in the most stereotypically Australian accent and fits that I've ever seen or heard. And what follows is a free KFC run, followed by even more KFC, followed by even more KFC, which, rightfully, might confuse the American audience. But for the Yanks, KFC is an elite meal in Australia. Please respect our culture. And in case you're wondering, it's the path to any Australian's heart. The only thing we love more is free beer, which he promptly gets as well. And until July comes, Catman still pushes forwards, and on May 4th, he finally arrives at the next major Australian city. And now, in a big city, generosity is up. It's back to the grind. He rolls around with a piggy bank on his back, accepting coins. The most interesting thing to happen in Adelaide in probably decades. Actually, I don't mean that. Silk Song was pretty good. Anyways, he gets another $3,000, and again, all to childhood cancer research. Please give him that visa, Albanese.
Hello, I'm Catman walking across Australia. Hey, bro!
From Adelaide, he presses east to Melbourne, the biggest city in Australia, including a free drive-by pizza, a free drive-by cake, and even a box of donuts handed by some local tradies. This time, he's handed not even beer, but straight fucking Jack Daniels. By the way, the sheer amount of free alcohol he's been handed is staggering. I've counted and it's over 50, and that's only the ones he's published. There's probably hundreds that I haven't even seen. This is what Australia is all about. Sometimes I wonder if his odds of being stopped and given free food is increased or decreased by the full fucking cat costume, but at this point, almost 2 years into his journey, everyone in this country basically knows this guy. Sometimes random high schoolers jump him out of nowhere and it's just so damn nice. It's genuinely almost stereotypical. He reiterates how he was okay and how kind the kid was 10 whole times. He might be the single most likable person in this damn country. I feel like Facebook comments often get a bad reputation, which, you know, looking at American Facebook, is kind of earned, but I literally haven't seen a single bigoted or even a negative comment in this entire series. The most negative ones are the ones concerned for his safety, which, yeah, that seems pretty fucking reasonable. Every single reel is just a constant barrage of kindness and connection from one person to another, not confined by race or class. It's great. Even when he's pulled by police midway from Adelaide to Melbourne, they're polite, cordial, and even suggest reflectors so he doesn't get Sons of Anarchy. In August, he begins thinking about the next journey after reaching Sydney. He wants to do this same thing, walking across the country, but in the USA, which frankly I think could be quite fun. You know, it's kind of like tip to tip.
Be humble.
Of course, there's a Canadian in the comments section telling him to avoid the States, which, to be honest, yeah. Upon entering a bar, he immediately gets 2 free drinks, make that 3 free drinks, $50, and is invited to the table. He even gets invited to sleep inside since it was the middle of winter, which is piss cold in Australia, despite popular belief. Unfortunately, when he wakes up the next day, he misses the donation box with free shit for him. But the lady who works at the pub drives up to him in the morning, catches up, and drops off the box of money and drinks that they had prepared for him. What a legend! After the pub crawl, he visits a camel farm because, fun fact, we export camels to a bunch of Middle Eastern countries, so That's pretty fun. Also, baby kangaroo. Cute. As he approaches closer to Melbourne, free food and donations pick up. A girl even gifts him a hand-drawn picture, which is so sweet. And of course, the endless flow of KFC continues. Even tradies are just randomly stopping in the middle of the road to have a chat, popping a U-turn to grab Catman something from the servo. And by the way, I admire the dedication to the bit, shouting Catman as loudly as fucking possible in every situation. A new character is introduced. Panda Man. And like any good Aussie should, they immediately offer him beer and a lot of food. Like, this is the most goddamn food I've ever seen being offered. The father even picks up the damned wheelbarrow and manages to not only not flip it over, but actually carry it. It's incredible. Imagine this, you're a servo worker, it's late as hell, and you're mentally checked out when out of the darkness, a Japanese man dressed up head to toe in a cat suit rocks up and asks if he can sleep at the servo.
Hello! I'm walking across Australia. So tonight, it's raining tonight.
Raining?
Yeah. I sleep here. That's okay?
You'll be able to sleep here?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. If you wanna have any pie, just have it. I won't charge you anything.
Oh, hey, no way. Thank you. Is that okay?
Yes, it's fine.
Oh, thank you so much.
And my favorite part of this post is in the comments. Dozens of stories of other people's experiences of the country and their own story of Australia's hospitality. Aussie's spirit, companion and care and mateship. And if things couldn't keep going better, he runs into another Japanese bloke and the family invites him in for the night. Next up, Catman gets stuck in the middle of a bike race on the coastline of Victoria. By the way, it seems like everyone recognizes him. And they've all got the same shocked reaction when they find out he's been at it for 2 years, all raising money for cancer research. Northwest in Melbourne in McLintyre, he pops into a cattery, which is exactly what it sounds like. A park full of cats, showing up before school drop off to take some very wholesome pictures with some very confused kids. And after 2 years, on the 25th of November, Catman makes it to the biggest city in Australia, Melbourne. Only to not be able to afford a hotel room. Yeah, that is Melbourne, alright. Luckily, 2 legends rock up and invite him to their house. Some people warned Catman that Melbourne was dangerous, saying that there were too many ethnics and stuff, but without them, we'd never have HSVs, so, you know, maybe shut your fucking mouth. 9th of December. Say happy birthday, everyone. Say happy birthday to Catman. During his stay in Victoria, he even stumbles upon a couple homeless blokes who stop him and tell him to wait by their street corner for free food for the homeless. But instead of waiting and taking food from the homeless, because he's not homeless, he hands him the potato tornado before dropping a generational bar. Sorry to the person who gave me this potato tornado. I gave it to someone who needed it more. Chills, man. Fucking chills. Middle of February, he gets stopped by probably the nicest police officers I've ever seen. Which is saying a lot because all of the police encounters he's posted have been really nice, but these 2 officers are genuinely fascinated at the sight of this mad lad's journey. Can't really blame them, you've got to be fucked in the head to try walking through the Nullarbor, but it's got 11 million views on Instagram, so clearly they're not alone in finding it entertaining. A BMW driver encounter later.
Yeah! Oh, it's okay! Are you okay? No! Okay. Are you okay? Okay.
And some other mandatory beers from a bunch of tradies. Make that 2 groups of tradies. Make that 3 more beers. Okay, that's a whole fucking barbecue. I'm not even gonna bother counting the beers. This man is knocked out for the rest of the day. Near Canberra, where I unfortunately live. Yes. Please comment I'm sorry for your loss and subscribe since I have 5 subscribers right now. He's living up to his aspirations of being a hero, dropping his journey to save a sheep who had their neck trapped in the wire. My hero. The next reel's got a very different vibe. Following a man who pulled up to him in the middle of the pitch black on the fucking freeway and dragging Catman on a pub crawl. You can clearly tell Catman is nervous at first because, well, I mean, obviously, but the entire fucking town is there alongside a gaggle of children all chilling in the pub. I don't know if that's... I'm not going to question it. The next morning, dropping a 2-kilo stab of steak right in front of him and him almost eating up the entire thing. I just need to... What goes on in these small towns, man? I really need to know. Also, because I am a Canberran, I'm happy to say that he was sighted and was taken well care of. Alright. 3 days left, the final 100 kilometers before reaching Sydney. When I say that everyone, or at least everyone in my social circle was talking about him, I am not lying. Some of us were even planning driving over to Sydney in the middle of exam season to see him reach the Opera House live. We didn't, and I ended up bombing the shit out of my paper. Please subscribe. For the past years, he's demonstrated firsthand to the entire world what makes our countries great. Even Japanese people on Instagram are leaving kind comments about us, which is really good because we are making up for PR that we very desperately have fucked up in the last couple of years, showcasing every aspect of what makes me love this country so damn much. Finally, the 14th of March, the day where he would stream his arrival into Sydney. Years, 6,000 kilometers, some of the harshest terrain on the planet and some of the nicest people alongside him. 70,000 for cancer research. Thank you, Catman, for not only popping up on my feed for 2 whole years as you enter random towns surprising random people, but for showing me and the world the kindness I forgot my own country had. So that's it, right? He's done. 2 years on the road, he's gonna fly back to Japan and rest up, deservingly so. No.
I want to cross Australia! One more time! No! I'm stopping the walking journey! For the past 2 years, I've crossed Australia on foot! I want to see more of Australia! It's not the land of traveling! I love Australia! But now, I want to explore as much of incredible journey as I can! To do that, I need support to build my new vehicle and my new set! The support link is in my profile! Your support unlocks Catman! Let's go to the next Australia!
And that is the journey of Catman in a nutshell. Probably the best thing to happen to this country for decades. I really suggest you drop him a follow on all of his socials because he begins the next leg of his journey now. And he's literally hitchhiking back to Sydney as we speak. But for now, my job here is done. If you've made it this far, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you can't tell, I'm a really new creator, and hey, even a little bit of support helps. So, you know, comment what I could have done to make this video better, and I'll try my hardest. But for now, that's all I have for today. So have a good rest of your day. Stay hydrated, stay safe. Bye-bye.